we've seen already when RIPSQUAD faced. Actually, my
It was
memory is
us,
failing me.
IA.
Yeah. On the other side, we have Dark Harvest coming in from Fanxy, which, in my opinion, strongly indicates the one form that he wants to go for, which is Shadow
Blue
Assassin.
Cane, yes.
I don't think there's any doubt about that one.
30 seconds until
Doesn't look
minions
like
spawn.
they were spotted by Seraphine on the other side. Now she's going to be spotted. A little bit of some suspicious clicking, but she gets away eventually.
They're just not able to get in range there to land the Brom Q. That's the only bit of cease they have. They're still looking for it though.
It really
It's interesting.
forbidden.
Like,
Yeah, Pogfrogs should just be focused on running away mostly. Gwyn Queso, fortunately, did not get the max number of concussive blows, so he manages to escape. Will they be able to clear out this vision? Looks like the one ward right next to that red buff wall is going to stay up, so RIPSQUAD will have full information of where the Nunu is starting, which is... It is very valuable. In this case especially, the Nunu wants to get that first gank off very early if possible. Sometimes even as early as 2 camps.
So the one thing to note there is that Fanxy, while he did go for the solo clear on the Raptors, he did get there late. Mind you, he's looking go straight for that blue buff, knowing exactly where that Nunu is right now.
Oh boy.
So and they're getting punished there for the Vex and the Lowy not putting down any vision, knowing exactly where the enemy team was. They could have gone in there for free and put down that ward in the Raptors. That would have revealed exactly what was happening here, but Nunu's going to come in for a very sad surprise.
Yeah, he's still doing the wolves, and when he does finish these wolves, he's going to find an empty jungle, which is not the sight you want to see. Especially when you really wanted to get that level 3 as fast as possible. He does get it, actually.
That would have been the 2 wards he killed, got him to level 3 there, so not the end of the world. We all see the gank coming in mid here, though.
Yeah. Goatsu in a bit of trouble, but saves that passive personal space. Protects the Vex from further damage. And yeah, that's that early pressure that we expected coming in mid. Oh, Fanxy falling dangerously low, clearing that ward. He's going to fall to the Vex! What just happened?
That was a complete lack of respect right there.
That was just Fanxy clearing the ward at 300 HP, thinking that the Vex would just let him go or something, but okay, never mind. Here comes another gank from Pogfrogs. Gwyn Queso and Blaziken's working in tandem. That's 2 kills. That's 2 kills for Pogfrogs so far. The early game, according to plan. But yeah, obviously, it doesn't mean Pogfrogs take the win here, but it's definitely a much better start than we anticipated. But now it's a 2v2 fight in the bot lane, and it's also a fight in mid. And who's going to come out on top? Rip Winter manages to get it just barely. Flashes away from the minion damage too. Now 2v2 action once again, bot side. Will they get the kill onto Insanity Victim? Nice block from the Seraphine. Was quite close. And actually, yeah, RIPSQUAD bot lane still managing to come out ahead here. That could be a major point of this game.
Yeah, a lot to digest there.
Yeah.
So we first had Fanxy giving his life to get a ward, which that ward still sat standing in the mid lane. I want to point out here, he didn't even get a kill for it. So Nunu then coming in bot lane to punish that overextended Garen, and then the revenge kill on the Vex, very barely managing to actually get it there though. I think the level up saved his life against minions along with the flash. And then finally the burning of summoners in bot lane. Of which it is important to note that RIPSQUAD have bopped all their summoners bot lane, meanwhile they still have the exhaust on Caitlyn and the flash on Seraphine, so they are up here when it comes to summoners. So they could still look to win a fight here.
Yeah, they still have some resources to play up if they want to. Gwyn Queso also hovering on that side of the map. But yeah, RIPSQUAD bot lane is just now coming back to the lane. And that means, yeah, Win Queso probably just forced to clear the rest of his camps right now. Yep, Insanity Victim having to use that net. It's not the place you want to be in versus Aphelios Braum, so you have to disengage immediately. Rip Winter still looking to play very aggressive now that Vex does not have her flash anymore. Once he hits that level 6, he's probably going to look for the first opportunity that comes up. Now I wonder what's the next move for RIPSQUAD. Okay, just as I was saying that...
Talking about hitting level 6.
Rip Winter hits that level 6 and goes for the all-in. Vex doesn't die though. Here comes another gank from Fanxy. But the Gwyn Queso snowball hits all 3, but the Braum shield is just in time to protect the rest of RIPSQUAD. Very well done. But, ooh, that was quite dangerous. Outlaw falling down to double-digit HP here. Pogfrogs want to fight though, and I don't think RIPSQUAD want to fight too badly here. I think Outlaw should be more concerned about his elf pool right now. Oh my goodness.
So we all seen the Fizz moving down.
He's playing recklessly right now. Rip Winter coming in for the roam. He doesn't have his ultimate though, so I wonder if RIPSQUAD should really be going for this. The exhaust lands just at the right time. Middle East with the unbreakable shield and the Winter's Bite actually turns that around. Super nice play coming in from the Braum, and yeah, this Nunu is not out of the woods here. He also dies to the gank from his jungler. From the other team's jungler, that is. But now a Cho-Tsuyu solo kill onto Rip Winter. There's action all over the map. Insanity Victim falls, but Fanxy falls as well. It's 4-4 on the scoreboard, and both teams are playing fast and loose in this early game.
It's a complete slugfest. Again, more chaos. Wow, we're not catching a break here. Yeah, we get 3v3 action in the bot lane. We end up seeing the Fizz roam down, manages to collect a kill onto the... Oh, God, I can't even remember who killed who. Onto the Seraphine there. As Fizz walked back up to return back to lane, Vex manages to pick him up for her second kill and a second solo kill there. And we see the dive then with Kane first killing the Nunu and then him trading his life in order to get Felios the Caitlyn. So again, very aggressive, and let's say 200 gold in it at the moment. Not much differentiating these teams. So we'll see another gank coming through the mid lane here. He may have used the playful trickster a bit too early.
No flash on Fizz still, doesn't have the playful trickster anymore, and the nice CC chain coming in from Pogfrogs means that Winter falls once again. A lot of good activity coming in from Gwyn Queso so far, combined with the Vex roams. It's quite impressive, but obviously, yeah, the gold lead is still perfectly even. So a lot more work to be done.
So yeah, another really good gank there. Really managing to exploit that early use of playful trickster there into just a straight kill. Which we all see Fizz have a small cooldown here because he did throw it out just before he died. We got another gank bot lane here with the Predator coming in.
Vex on the roam, Shadow Surge actually lands. He's going in for that fear. Middle East is going to fall, but Fanxy now with the perfect counter gank timing. 1 kill, 2 kills now for RIPSQUAD. Insanity Victim trying to kite back. He's going to kite back effectively, however. He's going to get that kill, but now Outlaw with a response, the double kill already. Seraphine could fall next. Conqueror... Oh, sorry, he actually has press the attack. Yeah, I just assumed. I shouldn't be assuming. Should probably be looking at the runes, but yeah. God King Hector survives, but that's not the end of the play, because we see Rip Winter roaming once again. We're not CSing, we're just farming champions. Flash coming in, plus the ultimate. That's an easy kill for the Fizz. 400 gold to his name, but here comes Gwyn Queso. There's so much action going on. Fizz almost out of mana. He has to keep running. The Braum is here to assist. Concussive blows fully stacked. Banksy again roaming towards the bot lane. Already Shadow Assassin completed. That's a very early form. Like, that he basically completed like the inting for orbs maneuver, which means he gets that form before 10 minutes, and now he gets to truly have fun with a champion. He's
all of these early scraps.
He's unlocked the Blue Cane DLC, and now he's doing the dragon.
All of these early scraps doing him a lot of favours and getting him to be a playable champion very quickly. So that's going to be very scary for this team, because while Vex does have her way to deny these engagers, she's still very squishy, just like Seraphine and Caitlyn. They run the risk of getting one-shot by just WQ ult with pretty much no counterplay.
Yeah, it has been a valiant effort so far from Pogfrogs. Doing very well with these ganks, but on some of these skirmishes, not exactly going their way. And yeah, Kayn picked up a lot of these kills, so did Aphelios. These champions with a lead, they can be very scary indeed. Kayn almost finishing what I assume is going to be Prowler's Claw. And that's going to make him even scarier.
So it is interesting to note that Aphelios does already have his Gale Force here, very early on.
Yeah, that's potentially a very big spike.
Gonna make sure he doesn't end up getting out with shut down. As again, they're gonna be struggling to engage onto this team because they don't have very many sources, and Gale Force helps remove one of those.
Yeah, so now RIPSQUAD with all that gold, they feel very confident just basically pushing wave after wave. Braum is also unlocked to roam around the map, get vision, potentially even gank other lanes. But it does look like he's going to just return to bot lane, while Pogfrogs are setting up a Herald on the top side of the map. But it does feel like RIPSQUAD are ready to answer, but they're also fighting in the bottom lane, and it should just be an easy kill onto Insanity Victim. Seraphine is going to fall next, the slows plus the stuns is just too much to handle. And Aphelios is now 5 kills up on the scoreboard, and he's going to get those 2 items very soon, potentially even in time for the second dragon, which would be massive for RIPSQUAD.
So we're looking at a 2k gold lead right now in the hands of Aphelios over the Caitlyn, which for Caitlyn having this stronger early game, this is really not what you want to be seeing from Aphelios, which while Caitlyn does have her good late game with fleet footwork, some of that is hindered, and then in addition, Aphelios just scales better anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's looking a bit rough for your Pogfrogs right now, as we're seeing a 2k gold lead right now. That top lane turret is about to break, however. That will be first blood in a second.
Yeah, it's Blaziken with the individual lead, which is something that we've grown accustomed to. Now Gwen Queso, though, again in trouble. Concussive blows land. That's another kill onto Fanxy. He's working towards that second item already. The top tower is going to fall for Pogfrogs. That does alleviate the gold disadvantage a little bit. And now the 1v1 comes in, flashing on top of a Garen. He's going to fall eventually, I think. Oh, the Q misses just barely. Drug Online actually gets out with solid footwork there. So no solo kill to be found, but it's still a big advantage in the top side of the map. And like we were saying, how much can Blaziken do with his lead? How much pressure can he truly absorb for his team? Because he's going to be on that side lane duty, potentially, for most of his game. Oh no. Oh. That's a lot of damage onto the Seraphine, potentially. Nicely dodged with the Umbral Trespass. Maxi is just having a blast right now in bottom lane, getting kill after kill. Gwen Queso trying to run interference, but he's falling further and further behind as he's trying to help his team. And Banksy just continues to run rampant regardless. Insanity Victim having to hug the tower, but even that tier 1 tower is potentially dangerous. They have to keep running. Banksy is still on the hunt, but he's gone too far this time, and he's going to get shut down by Gwyn Queso. That Encore also hits the Braum at the same time. He has to flash, and will he get away from his play? The Vex Q lands beautifully. So that's a good answer from Pogfrogs, and it's RIPSQUAD getting overconfident once again.
Getting a little too comfortable with their damage there, and comes to bite them.
And I wonder if Pogfrogs can actually secure the second dragon of the game here with his numbers advantage. Viz out of mana as well. I don't think he'll be able to fight if Pogfrogs start the dragon. So this should be an easy take. But maybe Outlaw has something to say about that. He's just going to start fighting with Seraphine. Seraphine does not have her Encore anymore. Outlaw just keeps going. He gets a first kill, but does that stop the dragon from being taken? Not quite. But now Pogfrogs, they have to keep running because RIPSQUAD are hungry for blood. Gwyn Queso is going to fall next. Insanity victim once again in a lot of trouble. That pain damage just keeps getting higher and higher by the minute as Fanxy keeps accruing these kills for himself. He's just thriving off of his chaos on the map.
Say it's now you have to question, was the Drake worth 3 deaths?
Yeah, it does make their situation even harder, potentially. Aphelios with 2 more kills, Fanxy with another kill. But carries on the side of RIPSQUAD are getting stronger. And at some point is just going to hit that terminal velocity where RIPSQUAD will no longer lose fights. They'll just stomp any fight they choose to take. But Vex maybe can get a solo kill. Oh, just not enough. Now Fanxy, now that Vex has burnt all of her cooldowns, he comes in for that follow-up. And RIPSQUAD also managed to shut down the Alawi finally. That's a kill that Drug Online will appreciate for sure. And Pogfrogs are starting to run out of steam, it seems.
So yeah, up to this point, this gold lead has been relatively close, but I'd say they're currently 3k out right now compared to RIPSQUAD. Though it is interesting to note that with how gold is right now, it's a 3k gold lead for Aphelios over Caitlyn.
No. No flash on the Caitlyn. This is going to be an easy takedown for Fizz. That's kill number 3 for Winter. Now Middle East potentially in a compromising position. Outlaw's close by to help him get away. The Encore hits the Aphelios. How much can Pogfrogs do with this? A lot of damage onto the Braum. He's going to fall. Fanxy now has to retreat, I think. He can't afford to go further into this fight. That's 1 kill in reply for Pogfrogs, but I don't think that's enough to commit to a Rift Herald. Oh! Max range on that W. Fanxy showing off on the blue cane so far, doing a lot of work for his team.
So it is interesting to note that he didn't actually pick up the Prowlers. He went instead straight for a Youmuu's, allowing himself to make more plays, and he still does tons of damage regardless. But we'll see the Alawi going in here onto the Aphelios.
So much damage. Outlaw is going to get slowed by the Tested Spirit, and he's going to be shut down by the Alawi. That's 1,000 gold.
Say, while that was happening as well, a solo kill from Vex onto Fizz for another 200 gold as well.
Well, RIPSQUAD still, I would say they're still in control of the game, but Pogfrogs are not going down without a fight. Oh, but now Blaziken, he's going to get stunned up. He doesn't have his ultimate anymore. He should fall to Fanxy eventually, even though he is going to get some assistance from his support, but that's not going to be enough at the end of the day. And now God King Hector is also going to fall down to the cane. 11, 4, and 3. He just keeps racking up that number on the kill count.
So it is interesting that this cane is currently sat on 3,400 gold.
Yeah, the heal saves him a little bit there. Although even without that, I think he would still be alive.
So he does 1 camp, he's back to full health.
That's just life of the jungle. You heal off of your jungle camps. Yeah, that Yomu's Ghostblade is paying dividends for Banksy. Like, the speed with which he can move around the map and get more kills is quite remarkable. Now Fizz going in for another solo kill. He dodges the abilities and he gets the kill he wanted. Yeah, those snowbally champions are starting to basically run away with the game. And Pogfrogs are trying to cover all the leaks in their ship. But at this point, there might just be too many. Win Queso way too far from his team, trying to get some vision in the river, but he gets swiftly punished by RIPSQUAD. Dragon is going to spawn in 10 seconds, and I don't see Pogfrogs being able to contest in any way, shape, or form.
So yeah, this game is going to come down to allowing her hull breaker, it seems.
Yeah, he's fully spec'd up from the side lane. He knows he has nothing to... Yeah. There's nothing to look for in these team fights. He's just trying to put down pressure elsewhere, which is probably the best scenario that Pogfrogs can hope for.
Collect some gold bounties, hopefully inject some gold into his team. Let's say a 5k gold deficit right now, and it does not feel great when most of that is on that Kane and that Aphelios.
Yeah, there's still a tier 1 bot lane that's standing. So perhaps that's the next tower that Pogfrogs will be looking to take down. Or at least Yalawi will be looking to take down. Because I don't think Pogfrogs, like the rest of the members, should probably just stay put near their base. Because outside of their base lies plenty of danger.
Lies 3 items Kane at 22 minutes.
Oh yeah, more mana stacked as well. 22 minutes. Not the sight you want to see.
So they might just look to force Baron here. Exactly what they're going to do. The rest of them they're in no position right now to even contest it.
They feel strong enough to do it, and they will just start it. Will Ilawi use that TP to try and help? Pogfrogs are running in, trying to steal, but they're all just running into their doom. That's 2 swift kills for RIPSQUAD. Ilawi manages to take the turret, but no TP. Yeah, no TP used for this play. I think Blaziken knew very well that it was just not going to work in their favor, so he just focuses on taking down these turrets in the side lanes instead.
And they're not even going to look to reset here. They're going to keep forcing their hand. This is just going to be a dead
Prowler's
Caitlyn.
Claw into more Blue Smite. Doesn't even need to hit his abilities. That's just classic Blue Kane.
Blue Smite, Dark Harvest. That's all he needs.
And that creates a big rift in the mid lane. How much can Pogfrogs answer with it? That's way clear. They're going to come. They're going to start fighting again, but Seraphine Encore misses completely, and that means RIPSQUAD can just come in with the engage. So much damage from Rip Winter. He's going to get 1 kill with his ultimate. Banksy will follow up. It's a 2-for-1 so far, but it should be more soon. I assume it will be. I think Banksy will not stop at 1 kill. Drug Online flashing in. He wants in some of that action as well. Banksy exhausted, however, but yeah, now his level advantage means that it's that much harder to take him down, even though he only has damage items. RIPSQUAD still wants to fight. Pogfrogs, I think, should just focus on staying alive for now if they don't want to lose most of their base. Now RIPSQUAD finally forced back because their health bars are too low to fight back anymore. Banksy, yeah, he has to run away somehow. Can't keep over this wall, and that means he finally gets away from the play. Pogfrogs actually, all 3 of their inhibitors are still intact, so I guess that's one thing that they can be happy about, but that 9,000 gold lead is still quite apparent.
Very clearly looming over them. Say we. Nunu did manage to catch Kane out of position, but it's still Blue Kane. The Shadow Surge fired out there, but it finds nothing. Assuming it was looking for Kane, but That's just the completely wrong direction, unfortunately. We're just watching Kane farming well, not even farming his own jungle, just the enemy's jungle. His one doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I think Pogfrogs no longer have the right to enter their jungle, I'm afraid. Oh, that was not that much damage from just one Kane W onto the Alawi. Actually doing quite well for herself. I think Blazik is moving towards that death stance. Banksy now going in way too hard onto Pogfrogs, and he gets bursted down. Big shutdown going to Vex. All that gold. 1,000 gold for Chotsuyu here. And now it's another member of RIPSQUAD falling, and this push is just going to be thwarted entirely. Not the best setup from RIPSQUAD, and this buys Pogfrogs that additional time. Maybe they'll feel brave enough to contest for the dragon. They don't really need to because it's not soul point, but they will do so regardless. Blazik is focused down really hard. Rip Out now actually uses the stopwatch, which puts him in a pretty bad position. Shadow Sword lands. Outlaw's going to fall. Now, will they be able to focus down the rest of the members? Talking about Pogfrogs here, it's just Winter remaining. Pogfrogs actually win the fight, and they will be able to take the dragon maybe as well, although Fanxy is now alive, so that will be very dangerous if Pogfrogs decide to commit to the play. But yeah, nevertheless, it is another small win for Pogfrogs, and they're still in this. The Nexus has not yet fallen, which means Pogfrogs can still fight back.
Every little bit of gold matters for them right now. So they've managed to reduce that 8k gold lead, or so 9k gold lead down to an 8k gold lead.
Oh, the TP committed from Blazikus doesn't really find anything.
So that puts RIPSQUAD now on the soul point for the Infernal Soul, which, with this Kane running around, that's
just unfair.
not what you want looming over your head right now.
Yeah, with two very scary physical damage threats, I think Infernal Soul is the last soul I would want RIPSQUAD to have. And they will be able to get it in more than 4 minutes time. Insanity Victim, I don't think you're allowed to farm in the side lane, my friend. That's just a very easy kill. But now Pogfrogs with a pretty big engage on the other side of the map, and they're winning so far. They got the first kill. Outlaw falls. Nunu is going to fall next, but it's a pretty good beginning for Pogfrogs. But as I say that, Banksy coming in at the speed of light from the flank, and Pogfrogs, their fun is over. They lose another fight, even though it looked pretty good at the beginning, but obviously Fanxy wasn't there, and when he eventually arrived, it almost immediately turned around for RIPSQUAD, and it looks like another kill for Fanxy. Oh my goodness.
He's just stealing candy from babies right now. Presses 2 buttons, carry gone. Blue Kane just feels unfair to play against. He's too strong. So that will be the 2 inhibitors taken, probably straight into the Baron. They're already paying it, and there's not really much Pogfrog's gonna be able to do to contest it.
Yep. No. Maybe he could hope for some kind of miracle steal. Could potentially outsmite the Kane with the right timing, but first he will have to enter the Baron pit somehow. I don't think RIPSQUAD will let him. Braun will probably just serve as a bodyguard, focusing on the entrances, not letting the Nunu approach. Then RIPSQUAD obviously don't have to commit to getting the Baron, they can just start the fight instead, and they'll most likely win it. Gwen Queso running straight into the Baron, maybe thinking that RIPSQUAD were doing it, but they weren't. And now RIPSQUAD, they want to continue along this fight. Vex committing onto the Kane, and it's a very easy kill for the Vex, in fact. Another 1,000 gold shutdown. And now how much can Pogfrogs do on the other side? Middle East falls, but Blazikus is too low to continue. And this should be a RIPSQUAD win regardless, even though Fanxy fell right at the beginning. Oh! Wow. actually Chotsuyu almost turning it around. But now that all of Pogfrogs are dead, RIPSQUAD are free to hit the Nexus turrets and subsequently the Nexus itself. 30 minutes of non-stop action, non-stop kills. RIPSQUAD clearly having a little bit of fun with it, but at the end of the day, they take another W, and they will be the sole first place owners at the end of week 2. I don't think there's a lot, like, of smart things that we can say about that game. It was mostly just both teams were throwing hands. That's what I think. That's what it came down to.
Both teams throwing hands, and it felt like
RIPSQUAD
Rip had
just
more hands to throw.
RIPSQUAD has, like, I don't know. They had their boxing gloves laced with something. It just hit harder.